Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. What do we got here? There's the Swiss against the dollar. Yesterday it went into the sell, I think, didn't it? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, it did. It went into the sell. I think it's on the fact check spreadsheet, number 21. Yep, in a sell. Let me just highlight it if anybody new. Let me open up the chat line also. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. There we go. So you can see we went into a sell yesterday. And you can see we're trying to perk up a little bit here today. I don't see it doing anything spectacular on the upside, but you know it's trying. It's through our zero line at the moment. And where is it on our Dukascopy? Now what is up with that? Where is that? We've lost it again today. What is going on here? I should have looked at it earlier. We'll see if we can find. Where are we? There's daily, 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 daily. I see that. Where's our lines? Let me just double check a few other products to make sure it's not something biggerest. Here comes Canadian. No, our lines are not there either. Alright, let's go back and find our lines. Let's see, where's that? Let me make it bigger altogether. Let's see what we can find. Oh, there we go. Recent indicators. Right there. And then, let's do that again. Recent indicators. Oop. It's the slow moving one. There's the fast. Low and high. That's all right. Let's just try. Something's brewing here. Oh, maybe that does it. No, that doesn't do it either. Oh, wait a minute. I just saw something. Strategies. Strategies? Position, orders, messages, strategies. All right. All right, let's just check one more, and then I'm going to reinsert it. I don't want to reinsert something accidentally. And Mr. and Mrs. Cable gives us the true answer. Nope, nothing there either. All right, let's go back to the Swiss. And let's reinsert. Let's see. Edit indicator. Let's see. Edit. Let's see what it does when we go to edit indicator. Yeah, it's not in there, is it? No. No, it's not. All right. Cancel. Cancel. There we are. And let's put our indicator in there. So I go like that. Add indicator. And we have to go find our two stochastics. Oh, and let me put up the chat line just in case. Where are you, chat line? Dukascopy and webinar. Moses is here. Hey Moses, how you doing? Good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All right, let's see what we can do about getting our indicators up there. Normally they're always there. Let's see, maybe they reset the something or another at the something or another. Let's see, Bill Williams. You know, he's gotten better over the decades. I have to say that. I think he's pretty legit nowadays. Momentum indicators. Let's see what the momentum indicators are. Stoke. Price. Statistics. Volatility indicators. Statistical ones. Where's the stochastics? Oh, stochastics, where are you? We just want our fast and slow moving stochastic, which makes it a very good leading indicator. That's for sure. Price. There, volatility indicators. Alphabetically. Let's try alphabetically. And under the S's for stochastics. I'm glad we have videos of what we've been using over the years. Stochastic. It never goes away. Okay, there's a stochastic, and there's a smooth one. Alright, so let's try this. Let's see, smooth stochastic momentum indicator. I think it was 3.5 we were using. So we'll do that, 3.5. And let's add that, and we can always change the, I think we want to, is that what that is? Maybe we can move that down. Edit indicator, and reset it. Okay. Whoa, that's wild. I guess it has the hinky ashies in there, right? Edit indicators. Let's see if the yeah. So it has the hinky ashies still in there. Okay, and we want that to be green when it's going up. Edit indicator. Okay, no. Edit indicator. Oh, here we go. Restore default. No, that didn't do it either. Clone indicator, copy indicator, remove indicator, restore indicator. What happens if I hit restore? There we are. I like that. How about that one? We just need to get the hinky ash key into. Let's see. Restore default. No, that doesn't want to do that. But so we'll say the blue is the green. How's that? The blue is the new green. There you go. That seems like a politically correct way of looking at it. All right. So there we go. We've got. I think we can remove that one. And we can remove that one. There we are. And so there we go with the Swiss. You can see Swiss is throwing in a red. It's a daily. And it should be, we were, as you can see, we were green for a little bit in here, just like it's the new green, which we refer to as blue. There must be a way of changing that color. Edit. Advanced. Inputs. Cancel. Let's try one more time here. The hinky ashy doesn't let me do that. Let's see. Edit. React default average move to. Edit indicator. How about that one? There we go. Like a blind squirrel, Doc can find something once in a while. You know, it's like a broken clock, right twice a day. There we go. So we got the green and we got the red. We're good now. And so we're getting a little of that weakness. Remember, the hinky ashy is kind of a delayed tool. It's like the MACD, it kind of moves slow. Whereas if you can tell, now what's interesting here is you can see we went into the sell here, or banging it against the sell here on the Swiss, on the J4X. But it hasn't, has it really, it's just on the edge. It hasn't happened yet. So that's kind of interesting. And so it's really fighting to stay in the buy. Whereas yesterday we went into the sell and now we're coming right back into the buy. So there's one of those that's doing a pretty good job of being in the lead, I guess you could say. It would be very hard. I guess it might be in a sell there, but I'm going to give J4X some credit when it's due. So there it is right there. All right, now let's drift over to, what is this all about? Why are we looking at the dollar Swiss in the pairs trade? We're looking at it to figure where the dollar is. And obviously you can see on the Chicago Quant above it or behind it or around it right there, you can see that the Swiss is trying to lift up. Trying is the key word there. And you can see it's just up a little bit, nothing major. Let's widen it out. You see it's just a tad bit. Look at, then we just got a red dot out of that. And now look at that. Since we've been talking, the white line in the histogram is breaking down. Now our weekly is doing the same thing. That means if it's going down on the weekly, it means that the dollar index or the dollar itself is showing weakness. And the same thing here with the daily, where it did that. And so you can see we are flirting. We are flirting back and forth, trying to decide, that not us personally. Hey, Alan Tommy. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And I think for you, it's late night, like 1:30 in the morning. So God bless you. Basically the products are, the Swiss in particular and the dollar in particular is trying to make a direction. Some were talking about the inflation and so forth. We just had, oh, what did we have? We just had some economic news too. So let's take a quick look at that. Just want to see where the stock indices are. So let's do that. There it is right there. So the stock market is down now. Okay, so and NASDAQ is still up. S&P's down a little bit. You can see Dow Jones Industrial Average from being up about 80. Now they're down about 40. Same thing with NASDAQ, which the high you can see here was 826. No, 879.25, and it's trading now at 838. So it's down 40 some odd points also. Same thing with the S&P 500. All of them are being pushed down. So now let's minimize that again like so. And you can see the Swiss is trying to lift up in there. I've been writing up, let's see, I've been writing, but YouTube doesn't like the word morning. I hear you. Initial jobless claims figures just came in. Yeah, let's see what they look like. Because I think everybody was expecting that to be some type of indicativeness, some information about what they think the transitory inflation thing is. Remember, we're going to be stuck on transitory inflation until it's resolved one way or the other. Let's see what the headline is. Here it is. Total number of Americans on the dole, in other words, being paid by the government, plunges by 1.2 million as states cut off emergency aid. Okay. Let's see. That's about it. ECB. Also, the ECB, the European Central Bank, is also keeps policy unchanged, revised forward guidance, but is less dovish than expected. They were expecting some action out of the ECB also at the same time. And let's see what it says here about the employment numbers. So, what is it? 12. But we note overall there remains over 12.5 million Americans on some form of government dole. Okay. So that's what was going on there. So that probably had more of an insinuation that inflation is still a strong issue. I think that's what that's trying to scream at us. And I guess that's why the stock, normally, I don't know, stock market goes down. They were taking it up thinking things were going to be more positive. We'll see. That's about it about that. How's that? Anybody have an opinion about it? Tell us about it. Okay, so it was 419,000. Initial jobless claim figures just came in, 419 compared to last month's 350,000. So unemployment's going up. That's not a good thing, right? Initial jobless claims figures just came in, 419 compared to last month's. And we probably could take a look at Dukascopy's calendar. And their calendar is usually pretty good. It tells us what everybody was anticipating. So let me just take a look at that real quick also. Dookie, where's it? I have it on this machine right here. So let's put it on this machine. There we are. I'm going to go like that, and then we go like that. And the Dukascopy economic calendar right here. Let's see. So today they were looking for 385. Oh no, actual was 385. And what was the anticipation? Forecast was 2.9, and it came out to be 3.2 in the middle of the range. Okay, there it is. Initial jobless claims 419. Forecast was 400. It's not too bad, but I guess when you put all of them together, that's not a good thing. Okay, so that's what that was all about. Now we got existing home sales after the first half hour of U.S. trading in another hour and 14 minutes. That will be that, and then let's see what else is there. Kansas City Fed manufacturing comes out an hour later, right around the half hour before the European close. And I guess that's about it. All right. So, yeah. And I do recommend people, if you're looking for information, this Dukascopy calendar is, notice how fast it came right up for me? It's because I have it bookmarked everywhere. I love it. Love, love, love it. All right. Gone. All right. Let's jump over to Where are we at here? So the Swiss kind of vacillating, trying, kind of like right on the edge. You can see it there on the Dukascopy on our on the J4X chart. It keeps on inching on the line or below the line. We even got another red dot. We had a green yesterday, and now we are no, we had a red yesterday, and it was green. Let's see, and I guess we're starting to feel it now. We'll see if that tries to kick in a little bit more. So what we have here now is, let's go over to the euro. Take a look at the euro. Now the euro is right on the edge all morning long. It hasn't gotten into the buy. And you can see the weekly is trying to inch its way up into the buy, which you can't see because I didn't make it visible enough for you. There it is right there. So you can see that's going on there. Just check it out on J4X. J4X, right there. There we are. Here it comes. You can see that's trying to do the same exact thing. It's trying to inch its way up, and you can see we've had a lot of red, just like the J4X has, and now it's trying to get into the green. We had a volatility signal today, so we've got a little green and red going on. It's very touchy on the edge compared to last month's 350. Ah, thank you. I like that. So that's what they're all kind of not feeling happy, are they? I saw a classic fake break up during the ECB news, then it reversed down again. Yeah. See, I understand that they were looking for a lot better news out of the ECB. They were looking for like a new policy. They seriously were, and the fact that they did not, come up with a new policy has, the market's making a little teeny weeny little action move down. I guess. Let's see. Just let's just double check here too at the same time. See where the stocks are. Are they still dropping? They're not really. I mean, the Dow's down 39.40, just like what it was before. The Nasdaq is up a point from last time we looked at it, and the S&P 500 is up a half a point or so from when we looked at it. It's down 1.5. So no, we're not really seeing any more action in here. It seems like it's stalled out. We'll minimize that again. Now let's jump over to cable, because cable I've been impressed with. Look at that. Jumping right back to that 38. Said, I don't like it down in the 136s. Look at that. Yeah, baby. And it's trying to get into the weekly buy too. It's doing that nice move there. Let's check it out over on J4Xville. There it is. Can you see me now? Right there. Over on J4X doing the same thing. Showing life and green at the same time, and you can see the white line has zoomed to the moon just like ours has right there. That's why we set this thing up. This is the closest thing you're going to get for free on the open market, is our combination of the two stochastics. They may be lagging a little bit, but they emulate my math about 68 to 70% of the time, which is a pretty high percentage as far as I'm concerned, because the MACD and all that other stuff is so lagging behind. It just doesn't do it. But when we put two stochastics, a fast and a slow, moving together, competing with each other, doing that Al Einstein thing, then all of a sudden it does it. It shows some real indication there. Alan says, the ECB ready for a negative interest rate. Ready for it. They've got 15 trillion already in negative interest rate. I understand that they were supposed to come up with a new policy. This was supposed to be a big announcement for ECB today, and it didn't happen. What did it say? Lagarde says extending same policy, but much more watchful. So she chose not to make a decision. Remember, she's an attorney. Attorneys hate to make decisions, so that's not exactly far-fetched. You know how they are. Attorneys don't like to make decisions. They like to just get paid. That's usually the way it works. So don't be surprised that she was being neutral. I was surprised, but don't be surprised. Alrighty. Now let's jump over to, where are we heading to now? Let's jump over to, let's see. Where do we go? All right, let's go to Turkish lira. That's what it is. Oh, Alan says no consensus. Let's see, for AUD dollar up today. Call option expires. Oh, I see. Okay, so 1.5 billion. Boy, that's a low number, isn't it? Aussie. Let's take a look at the Aussie. What have they been doing to the Aussie lately? Right there. Yeah, Aussie's fighting to get into the daily buy, heading for the 74. We've been in a sell since right here. Right here, I guess we're right there. So we went into the sell here. See, we haven't looked at this in a couple days. So we went into the sell. What we're going to do is we're going to make it big, biggerish, like that. So it went into the sell here. It rolled down. We're in a weekly sell. It was a winner chicken dinner. Actually, you got a couple chicken dinners out of it. And then today they're trying to lift her back up again. So we're seeing some of this positiveness right there. And it's driving towards, as Alan says, AT says it right, they're heading for the strike price. It's trading at the 73.80 and change. Where's that? Bid is 73.80, basically 73.82. Offered at 73.82.7, almost 83. So it's driving right back to the 74 strike. Alan says on the chat line that there's about $1.5 billion of option open interest, call open interest, and it expires at 10 o'clock this morning, which is an hour and 7 minutes from now. So they're driving it right to the expiration, like they normally do, and that's what Alan does. He follows, or she follows, the expirations, and they can be insightful traders. They can really be insightful, especially in these thinner times. I mean, we've talked about this. The currency market has lost about 50%, 40 or 50% of its volume compared to pre-QE. The New York Stock Exchange and stock markets have overall lost about, New York Stock Exchange has lost 75% of its volume since QE. Now the NASDAQ, which is really curious, has actually picked up volume because it's the leading stock exchange now, whereas the New York Stock Exchange was the leading stock exchange for 150 years. So that's where we are now. Let's drift over to, and so that's just and if anybody wants to understand that, we can go deeper into it. But what Alan and I are talking about is that what we do is we look at open interest. Alan does more than I do. Looks at open interest in the currencies, in the options, and watches how they drive the currency to the strike price with the most open interest, be it a call or a put. And so when Alan, do you pay attention? I guess so. What you're doing is you're watching that open interest and then watching Doc's math, and I guess the two together make it a very nice winning trade. It must be. I know that Janash was doing something like that a long time ago. He was one of the presenters here, and he used to follow our math and then combined it with stuff like open interest and so forth, and it used to give great insight. Now Moses says they are selling the VIX. Let's check that out. Let's see, where do we go for the VIX? Let's do this. Let's see, right here, and there's the VIX. Yeah, but notice that the VIX is not. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let's give that a Control R. Let's see if we can get an update on that. How is that working? Let's see. What is that? Let's see what the setting is on that, because it's not showing us an update. It's showing the pre-market, but we're not getting it right now. All right, let me do this. Let's minimize that and close that. That's yesterday. Notice we're still in a daily buy for 4 days now. And yesterday they tried pushing hard on it. You can see the weekly went up and kissed it last week, but didn't get into the weekly buy and is rolling over, which it does a lot. That's part of that QE thing. So let's see. Oh, what's that? Alan says binary options are more than a 95 percent chance of a success with your software. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we talk about that in the sense of uh, using the hard delta. We're in the mid 80s, like 85, 86, you know. And when you use options and binaries, your success rate goes up even higher into the mid to high 90s. Exactly. And since it's a zero sum factor of low risk, then you really are. I mean, you know, you imagine if you're trading spot or futures and just using the hard delta, as we refer to it, like that. That's what we refer to as hard delta. Yeah, our success rate is around the 85, 86% area. But if you trade the options and the binaries with our math, you get pushed up into the mid to high 90s instead of success. And at the same time, there's another sweetener in there. We used to, on the trading floors, we used to say, there is no such thing as a free lunch, but in options, there is a free hot dog and soda and a bag of chips. So in other words, it may not be the greatest lunch in the world, but it's for free. And you know what? If you can eat for free all the time, and maybe one day it's hot dogs and the other day it's sausage and the other day it might be a slice of pizza with a soda. It's not the greatest meal in the world, but it will feed you a lunch. It's a free lunch. And it could be pretty good, because sometimes it may turn into be like a steak. And so that's why we always say that, at least in options, there is a free lunch. Might be only a hot dog, a soda, and a bag of chips, but it's a free lunch. So, yep. Thank you for saying that, Moses. Was it Moses who said it? No, it was Alan said it. Or is it Moses? Yeah, it was Alan that said that. Yeah. Yeah. Keep option volatility down. Yeah, that's the Fed. You know, they need to do that. It's like the metals market. You know, there's three things. I would say this. There are four things that QE is very clear on. Okay, you ready for this? And every one of you have identified it on some level. It's this, the VIX. They keep that down. Okay, that's one. The other thing they do, we can. I just want to make a copy of this and move it somewhere, so we don't have to open that up again. And then close workspace, and let's paste that somewhere, like right there. No, not right there. Let's do it right there in the combo, and paste it right there. Okay, so now let's go over to let's discuss those four objects that they go after, the QE. One is obviously the VIX, the volatility index. Second thing is, well, the number one thing is this one right here. And if we can find it again, we just had it in our little pause. And that is the bond market. They keep interest rates enormously low or minus. So that's the number one thing they keep control of. Number two thing they keep control of is gold. And you can see gold, you know, we've been in a weekly sell since this week right here. What was that? That was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Somewhere in here it went into the weekly sell, closed that week. I guess we can move that over. Right there, or is it there? Yeah, it's right there. And it closed that week right there. And we were in a sell. Remember, this is the August. Oh, wait a minute, that's August? Yeah, that's right, it's August contract. And, oh, we just lost that. And then what happened was that the August contract was the June contract, and it caught that move, but it didn't catch it on this one. Let me just put that back up there again. Gold, Aug. And so that was that. Okay, and so that's the second thing they control. They control the bond market, they control the gold market, and the silver thrown in as ancillary. And then what else do they do? Then they control the third. Let's see, bonds, gold, you know, metals, VIX, and what else is it? There's something else. I think there was a fourth thing my head was thinking about. Gold and silver. That's one. Bonds 2. VIX 3. I had something else in my head that they control also. Well, it'll pop back into my head again. But that's where it's at. You know, quantitative easing does that. Oh, I know. In some ways, it wasn't in my head. A fifth one in my head. It was They control the currency market on some level because the ancillary currencies now are much more active before QE. So in other words, if you were trading something, say like Aussie Kiwi, you would almost have to make an appointment to make that trade. No one cared. Now they're actually liquid. If you were trading Canadian against New Zealand, Kiwi, or something else, or like the Zloty and the Euro. You'd have to literally make an appointment. Honestly, you'd have to call the exchange and ask them to make a market in them. They were so thin. Now, or a trading desk, you'd have to ask them to make a market in them. Now they're very liquid, and that's been one of the things. Let's see. Alan says, Moses, a strong dollar destroys inflation, but bad for U.S. exports. Yeah, this is true. Middle-aged Muscle says, wow, hey, middle-aged. Wow, Doc, KC Coffee exploded overnight to 195. I closed 3 more calls for 30,000 profit. I still have 3 more again. Let's take a look at that for you. I tried to sending you the chart this morning, hoping to see what the pre-opening would be, but it wasn't there at the time. Let's jump over to that. But I did keep it on the screen here, so we can take a look. Right there, watch this. I have it on this page right here. There it is. There's Apple, for any of you guys trading Apple. And there is the coffee. Oh, mama, baby, look at that thing go to the moon, Alice. Boy, I tell you, that weekly hold on the line here was something, wasn't it? And it's been in a daily buy, though. Look at that. That's what I was saying to you. That daily buy really has got you, it's like, especially when it launched right here, and it almost went into the sell. It tried, but it just couldn't do it. Look at plot 1. It was 0.01. It just refused to go into a sell. Oh my God. And look at that. To the moon, Alice. Yeah, that's cool. I've moved your charts going to you by to the last moment. So sometimes we catch that in the tags, Let's see. Alan says the yen index and the VIX index is identical. Yeah, yeah. I totally agree with you there. It's amazing, isn't it? Let's go check out the yen. Right there. Let's see. Where was it? Oh, let's go to the currencies again. Let's go. We didn't even look at the Turkish lira this morning. There is the yen. And I know, Middle Age is watching for the yen also. Now you can see here we're flirting with the weekly sell again. Is that the yen? Yeah, dollar yen is flirting. What is all these long? Oh, I know what it is. Let me scrunch that up. So we've made the dailies long. That's what it is. And we may take the weekly and make it really thick. There we are. All right, so it's been in the buy since back here. Right back in here. But look at it. It's flirting with the daily sell today. We can even do that little circly thing I like to do. And we'll fix that too at the same time and make it. There we are. Yeah, it's flirting with the weekly sell. But look at the daily. The daily's not letting go. And then you're suggesting we take a quick look at the VIX again, which we will gladly do since you mentioned it. Doc likes to look at anything. This is a trading pit, traders. It's an electronic trading pit. We need to talk. That's what it's all about around here. Because you never know when a new idea will appear out of something that somebody threw out there that might have sounded like the most stupidest thing in the world. And the next thing you know, we look at it and we go, oh, wait a second, that looks really smart. That's why I always say, there are no stupid questions. There are no dumb questions. There are no sloppy questions. The only answer to it all is there's a short answer or a long answer. That's it. All right, let's jump over to here. We'll take a look at the VIX again. Here's the VIX. Yeah. So, okay, wait a minute. Are they updating it? There, they're updating the VIX now. So the VIX is flat. So they've now got the VIX at a flat. So maybe earlier this morning it was moving down. But right now they flattened it out. So another day here. See that? That's live. That's the 22nd today. And some of you, for poor Alan, it's the 23rd already. How is tomorrow? I guess we could say Alan is back to the future. Alan, you're back to the future, man. Or lady, whoever. All right. Alan says the yen index, VIX. Okay, we did that. Alan says they control the S&P. Oh, yeah, definitely. Stock market. Yes, of course. That's a combination of the VIX. exactly. They control the stock market. And there's the S&P. S&P's trying to move down a little bit. Let's refresh that and spin it a little bit, and then widen it out like so you can see it better. And you know what? Look at this, middle age. Look at the way the S&P 500 tried to make a move down. It didn't touch the line like the coffee did, but look at it, the way it moved down. Tried to make that attempt and then ripped on the upside. And then we closed in a daily buy here, and we're moving back up. Now today, again, because of the news, it's kind of weak. And I guess if we minimize that for a second, and we jump over to the stock indices themselves again, where's that? Right there. One of these will do it. Is that it? No. It's that one. No, that's not it either. One of them's around here. Maybe it's this one. No, not that one. The other one. There it is. Yeah, so, I mean, you can see the Dow is only down like 4 or 5 points since the news came out. Maybe 2 points on the NASDAQ, or what on Dukascopy they refer to as the Tech 100. And then the S&P 500 is still just unchanged at down $1.50, $1.75, $2 now. So let's just move that down a little bit like that, and we'll go like that. There we are. All right, now that was the S&P for Alan. Middle Age says that weekly held its ground and kept me in the trade. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that does it to me too sometimes. You know, especially when did you see what was it? Alan's statement? Alan put a statement up there about the options. There it is. You see that there? It says binary options are more than a 95% chance of success with our indicators. Yeah. And I guess you would confirm the same thing, Middle Age. The Japanese government owns 65% of all stocks in Japan. Yeah, we've seen that. And what I really thought the number really was is that the what's that? They have the two indexes. They have the Nikkei and they have the the smaller one, the Topec, right? And I understand that they own like some crazy number of the Topec, like 75% or 65, 80. It could be. It's an ugly number. It's big. The Topec, which is like the sub-index to the Nikkei, you know, it's like their blue chip. Oh no, I have no doubt. Oh yeah, Middle Age is confirming what Alan has said. Alan Tommy has said. Yeah, yeah, and that's why when I was on the trading floor, and then I use my math now on the options, you know, it's like I have a hard time relating. Let's put it this way: I get angry at myself if I lose money, because it's like I'm not used to losing money. Because it's you can do a lot of different things with options and the binaries, where you don't have to really lose much money or little. You lose very little money. You know. Now, obviously, when you're trading the hard delta, you're buying. Getting long on a daily buy and a weekly buy. You're going to have about an 85% chance of success. But when you're trading options on those same things, not only do you have like over a 95% chance of success, but you also reduce your risk to begin with because they're binaries. You know, it's a very low. You already know what you're going to lose. You're not going to get stopped out. And I love reminding people that one thing. You know, how many times have we heard people say, "Oh man, I was long, and I got stopped out. I got margined out, and then it went where I thought it would go a day later." And see, that's what the options and the binaries do. That if you have a strategy and you put it on, and you use the vehicle of being long through the binaries or the options, then what happens is that those binaries or options are going to keep you in your trade all the way to fruition, to the end. And so that's exactly really what it's all about in the end result is that Robin calls it money management. Try to use good money management. Robin's always saying, look, if you're going to trade the hard delta, the spot or the futures, use a stop. And at the same time, try to use a smaller position. Just don't load the boat up, just because you have the capital in there. Because the next thing you know is you're knocking your capital down. But if you're only trading 2 and 3 and 5% of your portfolio, the amount of capital, your stop's going to be a lot better. It's not going to be as painful. You know, you can set your stop further down. You can do all kinds of things, you know. So, all right. Let's see, where are we at? I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to drift over to the Forex again. Let's check out the Turkish lira. Right there, dollar Turkish lira closed in a daily buy yesterday. Look at it, it's falling right back into the sell again. It's in the weekly sell, so you couldn't take that buy anyway. And then let's check it out on the euro against the Turkish lira. Right there. And you can see same thing. It closed in a daily buy there, and you couldn't take it. Why? Because this thing's been in a weekly sell for 3 weeks, going on 4. So it's like you just kind of stare at it and go, okay, I won't be short, you won't be long, you just be flat. That's all. Unless you have binaries on or options, and when you have those on, then you can hold the position, because you can be like Middle Age or Alan Tommy. You can trade the position longer through the weekly. Exactly. So, all right, there we go there. Let's see. Soon, with my success rate, Biden will send the FBI to my home for a fake charge of insider trading. I hear you, Tommy. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. All right. Let's see. What's the next thing we go after here? Let's see what the ruble's doing. Normally, oh, you know what? We usually go to the energy sector. We put an article out today about that in energies. Let's check out the. Let's check that out. Save workspace. Let me see, where's that? I just want to save the VIX there. Let's do this. Save workspace. Look at it, the VIX is lifting up again. Save workspace as. Save. There we go. Alright, now let's take a look at crude oil, and we'll take a look at gold again. And there's crude oil. Crude oil moving up. We closed in a daily buy yesterday, and we're still in the weekly buy. And what we did is we put this chart out today, and we wrote about it, where it started the weekly buy 8 full weeks ago, and this is the 9th week. And Robin was talking about some supports and so forth that he spotted, and so we wrote an article on that. Hey George, how you doing? That's the Robin. Robin is the master of that. Robin, are you around, Robin? Did you hear about that? I think Robin might be in here somewhere. Yeah, that was Robin. Robin wrote that article. Yeah, that was really good. It was, he wanted to go old school. He was saying to me this morning, he was thinking, I'm going to go old school. I'm going to use trend lines and supports with your math today. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. So that's what he did. He put the trend lines and math to our work. So yeah, you like that, George? Maybe if Robin's, you around here, Robin? If not, I'll mention it to him. And I think that's a good idea. Just a little old school, with our math. It makes probably, only you people here, you see my work every day. So, it doesn't sound too crazy. You got to imagine. Can you imagine some people tuning into this? And, all the Dukascopy people know our work, right? Everybody, it's like, basically, it probably sounds crazy. What we're talking about, like 85, 90% accuracy rate, low risk. People are like, oh, they're a bunch of liars. They're just trying to sell you something. Yeah, we're selling you on tuning in to Dukascopy every day. Tune in to Dukascopy and see. Yeah, well, that was Robin. We'll push that along. I think we might do more of that. Talking some old school, just to make people feel a little bit more comfortable, and then throw our math in, and then it just makes it a lot easier. Yeah, I'm going to emphasize that to Robin. Yeah, it was Robin's idea, so I'll push it even more with him. Definitely. Cool. All right. Yeah, and then maybe we'll do a gold one, looking at the channels. Look at that channel. And now we're starting an inclining slope. Oh, look at that. Gold is moving up. I guess that's the fear of stats from this morning. Let's refresh that. See if that green is holding up. Let's take a look at it through J4X too. See if it's starting to pick it up. J4X will be a little bit further behind when it comes to a daily. So, but you know what? When you don't have anything, traders, it's better to have something versus nothing. And so you can use this combination on the J4X. So it'll probably still be a red on the Hinky Ashy. It'll take a couple hours for the green to kick in. And okay, it's calculating now. How much is it up? It's acting firm, isn't it? Okay, there it is. Yeah, so the Hinky Ashy will be red for a little bit longer, a couple hours more, and then change to the green and start to match Chicago Quant stuff right there. Now, the only difference, you can see this is pretty deep down. Let's tighten that up a little bit. Look how deep it is. It's challenging. Look at it this way. You see this bottom here? How it's moved its way down to that bottom? You can always look at it that and think, okay, maybe it's getting ready to bottom. Now we go over to a Chicago Quant, and the daily is doing the same thing. See, it's down here. It's curved down the whole bit. If they start to turn this up, maybe we'll get some action out of it. I wonder what they're doing to silver. Let's take a look at silver. Silver last night tried to go into the buy. Look at it. It's a second day of volatility indication. At one point, the chart we sent out last night, oh, look at that. Now it's ditched the, let's do this. Let's just widen this on Chicago Quant. And you can see here it's trying to, the internals are trying to lift up in here, and this thing is trying to make an interesting move there. Let's take a look at it on the J4X. Right there. So there's some pressure on the metals this morning. Again, anybody with a common sense would want to own metals. You know, it's just like the cryptos. But the problem is that they've, yes, look at that. The Hinky Ashy is getting ready to turn also. Still red, but it's very, very close. See that there, traders? Very close. And look at this. The line is breaking up, just like Chicago Quant is doing. See that right there? That's why we have this up on the screen here. Why we have J4X here every day, showing you a free way of having a decent tool, a public tool that's really good. You know, using the combination of the two stochastics against each other. You know, it's funny, the Market Technicians Association says that a stochastics is a lagging indicator, and that they tell you that the MACD is a leading indicator. But you know what? When you look at the two stochastics combined together, it becomes a very super leading indicator, and it makes the MACD look like a lagging indicator. So just a warning there, traders. All right, now where are we at now? All right, so that's the metals complex, and so we're seeing that probably because of those numbers. I imagine our stock markets are still seeing some weakness. Let's just take a quick look at that again. No weakness at all. Look at that, they're bouncing back. That's the Fed. It's only down 23 now. Dow Jones was down 44 the last we looked at it. NASDAQ was down. It was only up 9. Now it's up 12. And the S&P 500, which was down about 1 3/4, 2, is only down it's up a quarter now. It's actually plus. So, you know, that they do that. You know, they get in there and they do their thing. Hey, Robin, did you see the quote on there? Look what George said. Can you see it on the chat line? You're getting compliments left and right on what you did on the chart you put out. Did you see that? Let me call you. Yeah. I'm ringing it out. Do you see what George said about the article?
I just put a note up there. Your screen is very fuzzy.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any power over that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. George Geo is one of our clients.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, you don't say, but you're live, so I don't want to mess everybody up there.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. Thank you, though. Yeah, but you know that you hit it right. You know, Robin. Yeah, you hit it right. You know, maybe it makes people feel comfortable by looking at the old school stuff at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Yep. So, That is what it is, yeah. Didn't realize that, George. Thank you. Let's see, what else can we say about this on the... I guess that's about it, but the good thing is that, at least the metals are acting intelligent again. God, that drives me crazy. This quantitative easing has really, 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 messed up the metals market. They really pressure it too hard. Is it fuzzy for everybody else too, or is it just Robin? Let's see. Because I don't have much power over it, and I can't stop the streaming and like restart it, or it'll mess everything up. It's just not that dynamic. All right, traders. Where else have we? What else have we missed? Have we missed anything else? We left off at what? There was silver. So, I think, yeah. So let's see. What's the next thing we could do here? Let's see. All right, so let's jump back to the currencies. I want to see what the ruble's doing. Okay, so there's ruble's moving down. It's the third day in a sell. Let's put that up there. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh, I see what happened. We went into a buy one day, and then back in the sell again. Okay, that's what that is. But we're in the weekly buy still. So that pressure is not doing, which is curious. We went into the daily buy here. Most of the win was in the daily buy with the weekly above the line, but it didn't close until the end. And now, really, it has not taken out those highs or anything like that. All right, let's jump over to Mexican peso. See what the Mexican peso is up to. Right there. Now, Mexican peso gave us a little hump. Remember, we were looking for a little bit bigger hump like this one here. But we're not at that one. At least the weekly line was above. That's why we got that nice hump out of it. Whereas here, it's breaking down. So it's not giving us that chance. But you could tell that we saw that, we went into the sell here for one day, went back into the buy. Let's put that in there. So that's a sell right there. And then we went into a buy again, like so. There we go. And so you can see the combination of the two. The Mexican peso is showing life in it. Now, let's take a look at it through J4X. I just like to remind you how you can use the J4X as a positive tool. See, dollar peso right there. We're not doing this to push people to subscribe. We do this so I can complain about the American media. And Dukascopy allows us to complain about the American media. Someone sent me something this morning about, like, one of the old traders sent me something about, some news off of Bloomberg. I said, how can you trust it? You don't know what they're going to say. You don't know if they're doing it because of politics or, someone that's talking their book. They don't. Same thing with CNBC. You can't trust that. You can't trust the 4 or 5 major networks in the country anymore. None of them make any sense. That's why I've been here with Dukascopy all these years now. It's at least we can see. I can tell you what I see, and it's a fact. When Doc tells you something. Okay, thanks, Alan. No, Robin. See, Alan's saying no, it's not fuzzy there. Robin says YouTube is not fuzzy. Dukascopy is. Oh. Huh. Okay. Are you on a web browser? Because it looks clear on the tube app. Okay. Yeah, it could be what you're looking at. You might be taxing that one machine more. Anything's possible. So yeah, one of the big challenges is that getting real information out to people where when Doc says it, it actually occurs. Or 6 months later, it made sense. You watch Bloomberg, CNBC, or some of the major networks in the United States, or all the major networks in the United States at this point, and they say something, and 6 months later it never happened, or they hide it, or it did. Let's put it this way: it didn't happen the way they talked about, so they hide the whole things. Switzerland banks are the best in the world. I totally agree. And Dukascopy, in Latvia, is a sub company of Swiss, and they allow us to talk about real markets, about real trades, about real risk, and real success, and binaries, and options, and spot, and futures. And that's what it all comes down to. That's why I say this is the electronic pit. And and there's not many places you can go anymore and talk honest without getting blocked. Hell, we can't even sing. We can't even play music. We used to play music every day, just like 10 seconds or 7 seconds of a song, the same song, every day when Dukascopy did the webinars internally. The moment we went to YouTube, they'll punish Dukascopy if we even dare to do that. It makes it very tough. So I mean, you can see we're in the Orwellian universe at this point when it comes to the United States. That's going to change, of course, but yeah, it's tough. To get the information out, very tough. All right, traders, we're out of here. This is Doc from North America. Just talking real. That's all we try to do is talk real here. And we're willing to accept when we're wrong. We have no problem with that. So, arrivederci to all of you, and happy trails to you. Until we meet again, which will be TGIF. Happy trails to you, to all our Dukascopy trading friends. Ta-ta.